Hey folks, how you doing? This is going to be the first video as far as tank reviews on this channel, specific tank reviews. This one's going to be of the M54 Renegade, a Tier 8 American premium heavy tank that is coming to the game at some point for sale, I think. I'm going to give you my thoughts on it, we'll throw some gameplay in there as well, and we'll kind of wrap this up, hopefully kind of quick. So, the M54 Renegade. This is again, Tier 8 American Premium Heavy Tank. It fits the crew loadout exactly of the E5, which is fantastic for crew training. The loadout on this is a 105mm gun with 226 base pen, 255 premium APCR pen, and 53 HE pen. The AP is 360 alpha, and the HE is 440, so quite comfortable. You have a 8.24 second reload with the crew that I have. I chose to run optics for the sake of trying to 3-mark it, as opposed to just trying to make that gun really sing, I guess. We have 10 degrees of gun depression with 20 degrees of elevation, so the elevation is definitely not a problem on maps like Sand River, Westfield, anything like that. It's quite nice. You have a 2.2 second aim time with 0.34 dispersion. However, there's a caveat on the dispersion aim time. The gun handling on the move, so when you're sort of driving and whipping the turret around, is very, very slight. It's almost like you don't really have to aim. It's very enjoyable. So this is kind of a semi-lie. Not necessarily a lie, but it is better than it appears. You'll see that in the gameplay I have coming up shortly. This all culminates in a 2600 DPM, a little over 2600 with the crew and setup I have. As a whole, you have 1500 hit points, which for Tier 8 is not awful. I think the Defender has, what, 16? No, also 15, so not bad. The hull armor is 152 millimeters, so you're going to be generally not having to worry about HE hitting the front of your tank. The lower plate's an obvious weak point, right? You tend to see that a lot with all these American heavies with this boat-shaped hull. That said, I've gotten some relatively silly bounces because you see the hull is quite well angled. You can get a shot sort of digging here, hit here. I've bounced shots from 705As, from, IS-7s, similar style tanks. Quite, I hasten to say reliably. It's happened, I should say. Now, the turret armor as well is very, very comfortable. You have 250 millimeters of turret armor. However, that comes with the massive caveat of this giant commander's hatch here with the machine gun in it. This is an extremely easy pen. As a whole, if you just looked at the numbers, you might think, oh, this is another Patriot, this is another Defender, this is another Scorp G, it's another in the line of overpowered premiums. I'm here to tell you it's not. If you're a Tier 6, even if he's using 10 degrees of gun depression, this is an easy pen. You have potential. We're back in the days of releasing premiums that are, for the most part, balanced and able to be fought without just dabbing the 2 key and calling it a day. I'm very pleased to see that. The other weak point on the armor you'll see is, some of you might have caught it already, the turret ring is massive. It is not a surprising event to get hit in the turret ring. As you can see, again, across the whole tank, it is quite thick, but it's most pronounced on the front because of the boat-shaped hull, just kind of flattening out up here. And you have, the turret, the ring, the hull. It is a common occurrence, and I want to make it clear that for right now, this tank is going to, in the videos, more than likely perform better than it will when it's on a wide release. And the reason I say that is because you have the QBs, the Surcons, the Des Games, the Skill, those folks making these sweeping videos discussing sort of how to pen it, what's its strengths, whereas this video might catch about 30 people, which, is good. 30 people more than I'd expect it to grab. All in all, with a 45 kilometer an hour top speed with, I think, a 16 power to weight, it's not bad. You can move around. You're not sort of committing to one flank and calling it a day. You can flex to where you need to. So far, I think I've played like 31 games in it. 42 actually, more than that. Wow, a lot more than that. 42, and I've so far gotten 1 mark of excellence, with a 71% win rate. So far, I'm very much enjoying this tank. That said, the camo's obviously bad. The view range is 400 meters base. That's very comfortable at tier 8. 400 meter base view range, you're getting in the territory of tier 10 light tank view range at tier 8. I'm using optics just to pump the view range up in the realm of trying to 3 mark it. But otherwise, I would tend to take vents to make that gun handling even better. That should, I think, wrap up the in-garage portion. It took about 5 minutes, a little bit around 6. As a whole, not bad. The equipment I use is vertical stabilizer, optics, and gun rammer. I carry 22 AP, 15 APCR, and 5 HE. One thing I love about this, a little caveat, the APCR pen is so garbage, I've fired 1 APCR round simply as a test. Other than that, I have not once had to fire anything other than AP. 226 base AP pen is extremely comfortable and more than enough for the very, I'll admit, enjoyable tier 8 matchmaking in 2019 that we're dealing with right now, around late November. It's very, very reasonable. So with that, I'm kind of all over the place here. Let's get into some gameplay. We'll actually, you know what, screw it. Let's play a live game. We'll play a live game, then I'll throw in some pre-recorded ones, just so you guys can get a vibe as far as how it feels. I've played about, as I mentioned, about 42 games. So far, I'm a fan. Yeah. So we have 1 artillery. 1 artillery against tier 10s. So much for me talking about the thrilling matchmaking. There's that batch at 155 artillery I was talking about in the last tier 10 Are They Worth It review. 2 TDs, 1 light, 1 arty. Alright, initially, I'm thinking of going over to C1. Worst thing I could do is go over on the heavy line and try and fight the 705A. I'm hoping he doesn't push this way, but I'm not entirely sure. So let's start by going over there and see what happens. We'll take a drive up over to C1. Traditionally, tanks with gun depression and have a little bit of speed, I'm going to push to C1. I'll take the STB-1 there. I'll take the Super Conqueror there. I'll take the Chieftain there, particularly. Anything really in that regard. Here you're seeing the gun handling on the move. Even at 100 meters, that is a comfortable shot I would take. So while it is 0.33 dispersion and so on and so forth, it does feel comfortable. We are going to play a little passive here. As you can see, the E50 stopped immediately. I'm going to do the same thing. We can't afford to push further than that based on how the team deployed. It's just not a reasonable thing. One thing you'll see if you watch the replay reviews I tend to do on the stream, and occasionally, once in a blue moon, upload to YouTube, you'll see that I tend to tell people pushing a flank by yourself is going to get you killed. I've even done it on stream myself, and I've had it happen live. So there's the 705As. We predicted we're going to go the other way. The Patton's unlit. The Centurion 7-1 going here is unlit. There's the Patton, which I expected to be here. This is not going to be ideal. This is not going to be ideal. He already got hit by artillery. That's one issue you tend to have with playing this position, is you get folks that in their artillery tend to aim it because it's a very common place for people to play. A low's there as well. We should be able to poke and have a free shot here. Bad shot. But he's committing, which should permit some farm here. Good right in the turret. 360 Alpha does feel very comfortable. Now we're getting a push. This is where we need the DPM to really come through. Nice pen, 383. There's where that 360 Alpha feels very nice. That's a great point, actually, from the artillery. This tank does not take high explosive from artillery very well. Generally, if you're getting hit by artillery, even some tier 8s, you're going to feel it. It's going to hurt. We're talking in the realm of 400 plus almost every time you get hit. Nearly every time it's going to be 400 plus damage. I'm going to pull back here to avoid Narny hit because based on that pattern, or not pattern, I'm sorry, let me rephrase, the 430, taking the shot he did, or the position he did, I'm pretty confident there's nothing there. Okay. So he hit the top of the ridge and still did almost 200 damage and killed our loader. Again, that's very much what I mean in regards to this does not take high explosive very well. From artillery, particularly. But we kind of just need to exist for a minute. We're going to win the heavy line, and then from there we'll have a little more freedom. But maybe if I sit like over here, I'll be fine. There's just, we didn't send enough weight here for me to play this aggressively in the first place. I would have loved to have gone to C1, but sometimes it's not how it's going to go. So you can see this E50 here is still poking, getting lit by the artillery. The reason I'm sitting back is because I'm not going to be able to pen the Emil. I'm not going to be able to pen the Patton reliably, or the 430. So there's no reason to even risk getting lit to get shot. There's no reason to even risk it. We're just going to wait for our team to win the other side, and then get some damage. I might try and leave. That's actually going to be our best play. Let's try and leave. There's no reason waiting, I should say. The 430 left. Okay, the 430 left. Let's try and make a play. I'm going to make an effort to go over to, like, E5, that area, to try and get some shots in the 705A. The Emil and the Patton are still over where they were last lit. We should have some shots in the 705A. So, this is actually a good game. I'm quite happy to post this because one thing I dislike, and I don't know if you guys feel that way as well, is I don't love the idea of when either streamers or YouTubers, as far as providing content, particularly related to World of Tanks, you'll see a lot of people post the best game they played. You know what I mean? And it doesn't give you a real sense of how this tank performs. Whereas a game like this is happening right now, you know? It's currently November 24th at 12:30 p.m. So you're getting a very real sense of how this tank plays, what it's capable of, and how it performs. It's unfortunate the flank died here. That really sucks as far as trying to win this game. That said, there's no shot here. I'll throw in some games. I'll throw in a really good game to show you the capability of it, but I'm not going to make it exclusively that because every tank will occasionally perform well, you know? It's nice, at least for me, when I'm considering buying something, to see, okay, how does this perform in a real-world scenario? How does this play on average? Wow, that Foch getting around is game-ending. Shit. That's game-ending. I think I need to go play in the base now. That 430 being on full HP is really poor. I want to push into their base and kill the Emil, the Scorpion, and the TL1, because if we do that, that would facilitate, you know, the 9-line push coming back, and we could receive it better. However, if they push into our base and cap before we do anything effective in their base, the game's over. So the E50 is spotted by the Scorpion. We're just going to wait here with the 5120. If they push through the grass here, that'll be unfortunate. But so long as we can prepare to get a nice shot out, there's no reason we don't kill the Foch right now or whatever else. If they revert back to their base, this game's over. This is still winnable, but it's looking difficult. Because the Emil, I think, is on full HP. The TL1, I think, is on full HP. We gotta push. They're not making a play, which could mean they're in our base. Or they're going back to their base. This was a really unfortunate loss. I think it's over now. I think it's over now. The fact they haven't been lit over here is really particularly bad. That completely affirms the idea they went back to their base. Because there's no way they get around, like, to our base. Yeah, there's the 430. Okay. There's the 430. I want to try and secure the kill on the Foch first. This way he can have his whole clip for something like the 430. I'm going to maybe poke up there. The nice thing is we have very good view range, so we can generally spot stuff semi-reliably. We need that bat shot, like, at D0 over on the island would be ideal. So the fact I've lit nothing here yet makes me think they're going to push through mid on the 4-5 line. Great shot. We're not lit for that either. We're not lit for that either. There we go. Now we should get lit for that. No, he's stunned. Right. Bad shot. Let's reload. So I'm giving the 430, like, he has information about where I am just because I hit him. Yeah, there's that gun handling. There's an Emil too. Okay, so we're lit now. The Foch killed the bat chat, so that gives us some information as well. He's got to kill that guy. He's got to kill that guy. If he screws that shot up on the 430, it's over. We could win this between me and him. He's got to pen that shot. Great. I'm going to go try and deal with the Emil, and we'll see what happens. And he's ammo racked. Oh my gosh. The Foch is going to kill him. I got to make a play. I got to make a play, because he's going to get one shot by the Foch. The Foch is one-shottable for us, though. I don't know where the Centurion 7-1 is and where his HP is. Or what his HP is. This is a pretty good game, though. There's the Foch. Centurion's a one-shot. We could win this. There's one. The Emil 2 is going to be, or the Emil 1's going to be a problem on his HP, because he can kill us in 3 shots, and he has 3 shots. So we'll see how this goes. It's really unfortunate I didn't kill the really bad shot by me. That just threw the game. There's a second one. Really poor play from me. What a shame. Man, the Centurion 7-1's just gonna flank him. I'm dead. That was a good try. So, that's this tank. That's the first live game. We probably could have won that. If I hit the 430, it could have, twice, that could have prevented the 5120 from taking so many hits. But, you know, that's the tank. That's the way it is. In a live game. I'll throw in some extra games for those that are interested, to sort of see how it performs in a really good game. But that's sort of what you can expect from tier 10s when your team plays like that on Serene Coast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the Renegade review. If I left anything out, feel free to post in the comments. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to try and give you an answer. But there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.